Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, and today we are talking about landscape calculators and how they can make you a lot of money. So today I will show you guys how I found the niche, why I'm doing it, and I'll show you guys some of the tools that I'm using and how I get this stuff done, and really the thought process that goes into it, and trying to help you guys so that you can do this for yourself. So if that sounds good, smash the like button. Let's dive into the computer and get started. All right, so I was on the hunt for something new today, and I wanted to try to find something fun for us to make a video on. And I started looking around at different calculators. I was making a calculator the other day, and I came across a landscaping calculator, which doesn't get a ton of search traffic, but if you understand the search intent behind it, there could be a lot of money behind that. And how I actually come to that determination is that even though this doesn't really have a lot of ad revenue coming for it, there are things that people are looking to do when they're looking up a landscaping calculator. So essentially what they're trying to do, if they're calculating landscaping, then that means that they're interested in something and they're looking for something. So that might be that they're trying to figure out how much materials to buy, they're trying to figure out who to call, they're trying to figure out what they got to do some landscaping, which is kind of like a very basic connection that I hope you guys can understand, but landscaping is a huge business. So I've got here ClickBank open, and there's this offer here. Let me just move that over so you could see. Boop. But this is landscaping ideas. So this is an affiliate offer. It's a digital download, and it pays about $23 per sale. So that's how we would get paid by doing this. And there's other ways to do this. You can get pay per call, which would be basically somebody calls a landscaper, you get paid, and the rates are similar to this. Let's actually pull up Offer Vault and I'll show you guys. Let's see if they have any. Sometimes they don't have. But landscaping, so right here we could see a payout between $2 and $30, $2 and $30, up to $30. So about $30 a call if you could get the call. I've tried that in the past and I haven't had the best success. Not saying it doesn't work, but it didn't work for me. But this landscaping thing is kind of great because it has all kinds. It comes with like over 7,000 landscaping designs, and it allows you to do all these different things, all these cool things for your home. And it's old school because apparently it comes with a CD. No, I'm kidding. I think it's just a digital download at this point. But it's been around for a while. It's $37. Seems like a pretty good deal, actually, for 7,000 ideas of how to do things. And it has like the instructions on how to actually get it done for yourself. So I like that. And in today's day and age, with where the economy is, people are more DIY, I think. So we've got a $23 product. I'm going to put that to the side here. We've got our landscaping calculator. Figure people looking this up are probably interested in some ideas. So I think that's a pretty good alignment. And what I'll do is we'll actually talk to ChatGPT and we'll kind of confirm that. So let's pull that. Actually, I have a window right here. So we'll say, if I want to build a landscaping calculator, and don't worry, we will be using Claude for this, where I want to also drive traffic to a landscaping idea digital download product. Do you feel this is a good match of search intent? Right? I want to make sure with the AI that it thinks it's a good pairing, because if it can confirm what I believe, then that helps me in my creation process, because I start engineering everything to directly address their concerns, whatever it is that they're trying to do. So it's saying it's a good match. Here's why. High intent users, somebody using a landscape calculator is actively planning or budgeting for a project. Right on point. Natural upsell opportunity, right? After they figure out what the cost might be, it might be better that they do some extra planning with something like this and then they can probably save some money in the long run. And we've got, okay, so smart calculator design. So this is just giving me tips on how to actually create it. Yard size, project type, budget, and then it gives some other interesting ideas. So I've actually got an old website that gets like 0 traffic. So I figured we'll mess around with that. I'll put it onto here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a file, which is going to be a PHP file. So let's just open up our site. And what I'll do, and I'll kind of build it with you, is I'll pull up Sublime. And we're gonna just save this blank file. And I'm gonna call it the landscaping calculator.php. And this is just going to be our placeholder. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll upload that file straight here. Okay, so if I go to my site / landscaping calculator.php, we'll see a white page, and that indicates that we've got our file live. Because if I put some other name in here, it'll come up broken. So that's my file. And then what we can do here in the file manager, hit reload, and then we've got our calculator. So I could just hit edit, and now that's our blank file. So I created the file, uploaded it, now we've opened it on the web server, and now anything that I put in here should show here. So sometimes it caches, but anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get our plan together with ChatGPT, and then we'll go over to our friend Claude. So this is great. Please help me strategize the landscaping calculator in terms of inputs, outputs, and please research current pricing as best as possible. Okay, so we want to be as accurate as we can be, and we're going to let it do that legwork. Now, while that runs, we'll go to Claude, and we're doing the free Claude, okay? So we only get a couple of prompts a day. I think when I made the other calculator, I had like 5 prompts. So I'm going to try to do this in like 1 or 2 if possible. So I need a landscaping calculator coded in PHP, please. It needs, and then we'll go back to ChatGPT. So it's saying to have, to ask what kind of project it is, the area size, the material preferences, budget range, location. We don't need the location. Desired features. Okay. I like this. I'm going to get rid of the location-based stuff because that is not going to be accurate anyway. So project type, okay, we want all of this. Project type, great. Area size, great. Material preferences, perfect. Budget range, great. Location, we're going to get rid of location. We've got additional features. I think that's nice. The outputs, estimated cost breakdown, material quantities. Okay, great. Current landscaping pricing data, great. And then we'll add on the back, we're going to append. Please help me figure out an appropriate CTA to get our landscape calculator users over to the landscaping offer. And now what I'm going to do is feed ChatGPT basically this page because I want it to align the offer and the call to action as best as possible. Now, I am definitely overthinking this, but I think it's really been quite helpful in making sure that everything aligns, because you want the offer, you want the page that the person is on, the call to action, and the page that they go to align as perfect as possible. It needs to be seamless, because you don't want an unexpected reaction from the person. If they click on something and then they go to a completely different page, or the message is off, or just doesn't align well, you get a really high bounce rate and people just leave because they're like, this is not what I thought it was. So please help me figure out an appropriate CTA to get our landscape calculator users over to the landscaping offer. There's the offer. We're going for solution seekers. It should be like the next logical step. Exactly. Want to see what's actually possible with your landscaping budget? Download over. I mean, that's pretty good. I like that. There's another one. Based on your budget, your dream landscape is closer than you think. Discover. This is less direct and I think more open to interpretation, so I don't like that one. Struggling with where to start? No. And that one's kind of like assuming. This would be like if I really wanted to get deeper into the programming aspect, where it literally is based off your budget, a call to action to get them to the next page. That's probably really good, but we're limited on conversations that we can have with Claude. So I'm going to go with number 1, and we're not going to name what the product is. We want to stay away from that. Claude right here, right? Please also include a strong CTA for our affiliate offer. Paste that in. Okay. Here is my affiliate link. Now this is quite the prompt, but I think it'll be really good. Continue. Okay, here's my link. Bam. And I think we're good. Let's just see. I need a landscaping calculator coded in PHP, please. It needs all this good stuff. Okay. Coded in PHP, please. Also, make sure it will resize well on mobile. Let's go to work. Now, while that codes, I just want to explain a little bit about the traffic method that you can use for something like this. When I was doing the research for it, okay, so I was doing the keyword research, I was checking everything out, wanted to make sure that we had an actual method of profitability. When I was looking at it, I also like to look at what Google comes up with, because Google and now ChatGPT and AI, things are changing quite a bit. But when you actually search landscaping calculator, what shows? Okay, so no ads. Well, one ad. Okay, so we've got somebody bidding, but otherwise there's like nothing here. And if you were to do something like a mower, you can see it's a very different page, right? So we've got all these ads here, all these products, all these things that people are trying to sell. Home Depot, Lowe's, right? All this stuff. We've got a people always ask section. We've got a buying guide section, right? And then we've got all the different mowers. But what we should see, or what I would like to show you, is a lot of times you can also find YouTube videos, what people are saying. And what you could do, and this is very simple, is you could literally create the calculator just as I'm doing right now, and then make a video on how to use it, and then you just put that out there, and you'll see that a lot of these videos get, you can see here this has 12,000 views on it. These kinds of videos get a lot of views because people are interested in these things. It's like how to tie a tie is a huge one, and this video has been around since 2012, and I love this example because it's so old. This has gotten, whoops, you can't see, 65 million views from 12 years ago, okay? All it's showing is something helpful. And then it's linking, I think it's linking to no, it doesn't even link to anything. They're probably just earning very little money on the ads from this. Okay, for whatever reason, they did not monetize this. But it literally just shows you how to tie a tie. And it got 65 million views. If they dropped the link down here that was like, hey, by the way, save 20% over here, then you've got yourself a sale. Hey, this is the tie I used. This is the exact tie that I used if you like it. It's direct selling, and direct selling is really how you get the conversion and the higher conversion rate. Because when you're not direct selling, if you're kind of like off topic, it's kind of what I was saying before, where if the alignment isn't good between the thing that gets them to the page itself, and then the link that goes to the offer, if that's not in alignment, you're going to get a bounce rate. But if you're direct with the offer, here's the tie, here's how to tie the tie, and here's the tie that I'm actually wearing in it, you will sell that tie. It's almost a guarantee. You'll filter out a lot of people that don't like blue, but it will work. All right, so let's take a look here. Now, I think it did a pretty good job. Professional landscaping calculator, get accurate. Okay, so we can check off project types. Okay, so I'm interested in mulching, irrigation systems, and I want to do some planting. Okay, so okay, so we've got an error. That's not great. We'll fix that. Acres, we've got an error. Okay, let's say the square footage is 500. I don't think this is going to work. Let's just pick some stuff. Calculate. Okay, so this is not working, and I don't like the fact that you have to calculate it manually. Please make it so that we aren't clicking calculate, because that generates all sorts of errors. Please make it real-time calculation. That way it's simpler. And before I send that off, I will test this. Copy. Because we got to wait anyway. So while that codes, let's jump in here. I'm going to paste that in, even though it's broken. Hit save. Go here, refresh. Unless it's caching. Okay, great. So we've got our calculator. And I'll test it here too, because sometimes it's a little wonky. Let's see. Okay, calculate. Yeah, see, that didn't work. I'd say for a first pass, that's pretty good looking though. Let's jump back to Google, because I wanted to finish what I was saying here. Essentially, what you can do to promote this is you can make a YouTube video on how to use it, and then make other content that directs people to the landscaping calculator. Like if you are a landscaper, you could show people how to do it, how to trim, how to get your hedges in shape, all this stuff. And then you could say, hey, I've got an awesome calculator here. If you're looking to do some work yourself, go check it out. Here's the link. And then again, you can sell them either your own products, you could sell them on the ClickBank product. You can, if you want to do Amazon links, you could do that. They tend to earn a lot less money. You're going to get like between 1% and 4% of the payout. However, it is based on the cart size. So if they buy a $4 product, you might earn 20 cents. But if they buy $5,000 worth of gear, you earn a percentage based on what the different department is that they purchased from. So if they bought from kitchen and bath, it might be 4.5%. If they buy from garden, it might be 9%. And those rates change throughout the year anyway, so it's always a fluctuating thing. Why I like the ClickBank products is because it's very direct in that you are spending your time driving traffic to an offer that will always pay you the $22, and it's a reputable company. They actually pay out, and the product itself has been around for a very long time. What I always recommend is get it for yourself. Try it out, make sure it's good, and give your honest opinion on it. Here's what I like, here's what I don't like. And the more that you can do that and just be honest with people, the more likely that they are to trust you and actually buy from you. They might say, hey, I don't care that it's digital only. I'll still get it. All right, so this is erroring out, and I have a feeling we're going to lose our free grace period here. Also, this is just atrocious coloring, and I don't like the download the detailed report. Let's see console messages. So we're getting this. So let's copy the error, and I'm going to say there's a set of errors we need to fix. Also, please change the colors of the CTA. It's too harsh. And remove the download. It like stuck a download detailed report here. So we're going to get rid of that. And remove the download detailed report, please. All right, so we're already at a gas here. So we failed, okay? We failed miserably. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to take this code, copy it. I'm going to go to Gemini, which is also free, by the way. It's a great piece of software. Open Canvas. Can you help me make this PHP landscaping calculator functional? You can promote this, YouTube videos. You can run ads. You can make Facebook content, Pinterest posts, X, Reddit, whatever it is that you want to do. There are so many different traffic sources out there. You could write a Medium blog post. You could post to forums if there's a landscaping forums. You could say, hey, Mr. Forum Man who owns the website, I've got an awesome calculator. I think it'll be really helpful for your people. Can I link to it? Is that cool? Here's the link, whatever. It's all traffic methods. And there's just so many different ways that you could get people to it. The real issue that I think people have, and this is something that I've struggled with, is the conversion. It's actually getting the sale. It's not that the traffic is difficult to get. It really is the conversion. And with the invention of AI and how prominent it's become, I think the traffic is easier than ever. And you just need to focus on aligning things, because once you can align it, you will get the sale. So while we wait, I'm going to open up another ChatGPT, and I want to see, I'm just curious how it's going to do. I'm going to do an 04 mini high. Now this is the paid tier. I'm just pasting in the same prompt that we used with Claude. I'm going to let that go to work, and we'll see how it does. All right, so you can see that it actually finished. Let's see the Gemini code first. All right, so it starts with an error, not great. I want to do some stuff. Square footage, we'll say 1,100 square feet. We'll do drought resistant. I want to plant a tree, 2 shrubs, some flowers, pavers, whatever. Calculate. Oh, wow. $33,000. That's insane. All right, let's say we're not doing that. Actually, I know for a fact that somebody spent like 20 grand on pavers, so that's probably not that far off. Okay, there we go. Mulching, we'll do lawn, a tree, we'll keep all that stuff, and we'll do, yeah, we're just going to keep it basic here. I mean, I think that's a pretty good estimate. It has the itemized breakdown. It did a good job. Print and save. Oh, it actually works. That's pretty cool. Want to see what's actually possible with your landscaping budget? Download over. That's great. Get instant access, and you can see that's actually my link right there. So that did a pretty good job. Let's see what ChatGPT did. And I believe I can run, no, I can't run it in here because it's PHP. But copy, paste, save. All right, so this is what we have. Reload. Oof. That's disappointing. All right. We're going with Gemini on this one. Gemini wins. This, sometimes I like to be a little snarky with the AI. This is so ugly. Can you please make this better looking? It needs to look good and be functional on mobile. Yeah, you think about that. You think about what you've done. You can also add ads. You could do specific tools that you might recommend. That could be Amazon links within here as well. You can do the pay-per-call that I was talking about. But honestly, I like to funnel people with maybe between 1 and 3 offers max, because as you start introducing more and more links, you start spreading yourself very thin in terms of the traffic. So if you get 100 people to your page, you can usually expect a 1% conversion rate, which means that one person will buy something. So at the very least, you need to also have the click-through rate of people actually clicking on the links. So if you got links that go to Amazon, they go to Target, Walmart, they go to this offer, and they go, 10 different places, you're spreading the traffic out. And yeah, maybe you earn a little money on that Amazon sale, but you're only going to earn like that $4 or something. But if you funnel everybody to Amazon, or you funnel everybody to this offer, 1 or 2 offers, then you've got a much higher rate of success, because you're going to get more clicks on the thing that people are actually going to want to buy. And more importantly, the stuff that people will actually pay you a reasonable amount of money for. So the $23 a sale is reasonable in my book. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put this live. Well, it is live right now. Actually, if you go to this slug, you will find it. I'm going to add some Google Analytics to this, and I'm going to try to do a little test traffic to it. So stay tuned. We're going to give it a little time, and I'll come back and I'll do a follow-up video. If you stuck around, I really appreciate it. Head to mattmakesmoney.com and make sure you're opted onto my mailing list. Again, I'm going to be sending out some really good stuff, helpful stuff. I want to help you guys do this for yourself. You can absolutely do it for yourself if you're willing to try. I'll see you on the next video.